Oliver and Jumpy by Werner Staskow, Volume 13. Down River, Waking the Princess, and Shipwreck. Is this your first encounter with Oliver and Jumpy? Yes? Then let me tell you about them. Oliver is an elegant tomcat, and Jumpy is his best friend. They are always on the lookout for new adventures together. Oliver lives in a tree house on the mighty oak tree. He is the most famous cat in the country. Down River by Werner Staskow. Illustrator Mario Terrazzo. Once again we went for an adventure that waited for us on the other side of a door at Ghost Castle. A fast-flowing river was twisting through the forest. Near us, a boat was ashore in a clearing. Should we take a ride down the river? I asked Jumpy, my kangaroo lady friend, and Joey her son. Yes, please, Uncle Oliver, said Joey. Jumpy and I pushed to the middle of the river. It took all our skill to keep us from tipping over. The trees were shooting past. After a while, you could hear an ever-increasing roar ahead of us. Waterfall! I cried, horrified. Suddenly we crossed the edge and fell downward. I was under the surface and trying to swim. Eventually the water became quieter. I had survived. Thinking of my friends, and I swam towards the riverbank. A big crocodile slipped into the water and headed toward me. He was looking for cat dinner. I grabbed a stick floating past me. The crocodile opened his mouth. I quickly stuck the branch between his upper and lower jaw. Now he could not shut his mouth. I was glad to find Jumpy and Joey safe under the trees. I think we have had enough adventure today. Jumpy commented, I don't think just yet. Look over your back. I yelled. A big tiger had emerged from the forest. Hello, dinner guests, grinned the tiger. Are you inviting us for dinner, Mr. Tiger? Joey asked naively. You are dinner, my dear, but first I'd like a bite of that little cat. Jumpy blocked his way and boxed him right in the nose. Ouch! Cried the big cat. He stretched out and tried to catch Joey, but Joey only laughed and jumped right over the tiger's back. Well, looks like I go hungry tonight. The water flowed more slowly farther down the river. We had time to look around us and enjoy the tropical scenery. Many coconut palms and banana plants lined both sides, while monkeys and parrots made a racket. Look, there's a flying dinosaur with people on its back. Oh, good, there must be an airport nearby. We boarded the next shuttle to Ghost Castle. It was one of the most beautiful flights we ever had. There was a winding river and the evergreen jungle. We flew past the tiger, and he waved at us. Soon Dino touched down at the castle, and we went through the door to our own world again. What a day! What danger! What adventure! River bye! Do you like to kiss a princess awake? Waking the Princess by Werner Stesko. Illustrator Macy N. Reyes. Many years ago, in a country far away, lived a princess. She was very beautiful and kind. In the village below the castle was a witch. People used to say that the princess was more beautiful than she was, and the witch was very angry. She put a curse on the princess and made her sleep until a cat prince would come and kiss her awake. It took many years until the parrot heard of this unhappy situation and informed us in Zealandia. I was excited about rescuing a princess. I'm probably a prince because my grandfather had been a cat king. Jumpy and Joey were away, which left me all by myself. I put some crunches in my backpack and set out on my mission. I knew I had reached the land of the princess because a genie was standing before me. "I'm going to make you a frog," he said. I had no intention of croaking. "Rabbit, rabbit." I prefer my gentle meow. "Mighty genie, you sure can do that, but I don't think you could fit into this small bottle." I showed him a perfume bottle. "You must be joking. I can do anything," the genie boasted. "Show me," I said. The genie squeezed himself into the little bottle. I promptly closed it tight. Now I had a very upset genie, but he was in the bottle. Quite clever, aren't I? Despite all his protests, I put the bottle into my pocket and continued my journey. After a while, I arrived at a spot with a deep canyon. Then I saw my next obstacle. A huge black spider stood in my path. "I'm going to spin you into a cocoon," promised the spider. "Not if I can help it," I told him. "You are a big spider, but I don't think you can make a string long enough to reach the bottom of this canyon." "I can spin enough silk to go around the whole world." "I only believe what I see," I said. "Just watch." He crawled over the edge, attached the end of his silk thread to the rock, and jumped down, releasing more silk on his way until he reached the bottom. "What do you say now?" he called. I took my knife and cut the silky strand. The whole length fell down and tied him up so that he was stuck in his own string. Relieved about another lucky escape, I travelled on. I could already see the castle's tower, where the princess had been sleeping all these years. But it looked like I still needed a lot of luck. My third challenge had arrived. "I'm going to squash you with my big toe," exclaimed a giant. "Tallest giant, I don't think you can reach the top of the tower." He grabbed me and put me on the balcony. "What do you say now?" I took the bottle with the genie and promised to release him if he put a spell on the giant to make him small. Immediately the very scared giant was not so big anymore. I sprang through the window, With all obstacles finally behind me, the fun part was to begin. Kissing a princess is supposed to be pretty cool. There she was. She finally received her cat prince kiss. Smooch! She slowly opened her eyes. You sure took your time. Well, I didn't exactly expect any thanks, did I? Her hair was very long. She let it hang out the window for me. I went to the nearby village to tell them about the awakening of their princess, but nobody even remembered her anymore. Fortunately, the president's son had always dreamed of marrying a princess. Now I carry the title Oliver the Princess Kisser. Princey bye. Go and find a treasure under the sea. Shipwreck by Werner Staceco. Illustrator Mario Terrazzo. Distant thunder rolled through the air. Dark grey clouds painted the horizon. The ship was flying across the sea. She was eager to escape harm's way, with her creaking timbers trembling in anticipation of what was yet to come. Wave up and wave battled the ship, as the storm finally outran her, reaching a screaming crescendo. Dark cliffs suddenly appeared through the mist. With the steering disabled long ago, the vessel was hurled against the rocks. It burst the seams and spilled her insides while sinking to the depths of her dark grave. One item in her belly was the tiara for King Cylon's bride. The president wanted me to help King Cylon. Did he know what it meant for a cat to get wet? Jumpy and I were soon fitted with diving gear. Somebody took us to the cliffs. We jumped into the restless sea at the likely spot of our ship's grave. As soon as we dove a little deeper, the sea became calmer. Many colored fish swished past our threatening, unknown shapes. A fast-moving shadow suddenly approached us. A snake wound around my body as well as Jumpy's. It was drawing us towards the mouth of a kraken, a giant octopus with many arms. He opened his mouth ready to take a bite, when his expression changed abruptly. 3 mermaids tickled him with their spears. He let us go. They grabbed our hands and took us away to the wreck. Soon I could recognize the outline of a ship ahead of me. The storm had done a lot of damage. We entered the wreck and searched for the tiara. Our flashlights stirred up many fish. I think it is there, Jumpy gurgled, pointing with the beam toward a hidden box. We quickly opened the chest. Many pieces of jewelry were reflecting the light of our lamps. We had not only found the tiara, but also a chest full of treasure. At our return, we were hailed as heroes. The princess looked glorious with her diamond tiara. The mermaids joined in the celebration. The Kraken was waving his arms threateningly. I like to think that he was wishing the couple a happy marriage. Crikey bye! Thank you very much for reading Oliver and Jumpy. You are now a special friend, and you will be able to take part in all their adventures.